the season's almost over, buddy.
So sad.
It is. AFC,
3
NFC
football games
championship.
left.
3 games left.
Wow, it's unbelievable. Megabucks is going to be fun. I blew up last week. Rams -3.5 on the Hail Mary play by the incredible play by Caleb and the awful play by Durant, number 14, who at the time I said should be at minimum, should have been, grabbed by the face and benched instantly for that. I don't know what he was thinking. Like he was guarding the guy and then he just kind of let him go. But you got to give Caleb credit. Of course, Rams don't cover. They do rally to win it in overtime, which I thought was impressive as hell.
Yeah.
And we talked about Caleb maybe coming up a little bit short. And sure enough, he threw the interception. I realized DJ Moore, right, didn't run the route. He kind of quit on the route. It was kind of a soft route, whatever, but still can't make that throw,
Yeah, but he also look, I think the Rams were the right side in that game. Like that was
I do too.
That final play was once in a lifetime.
Yeah, what are the odds of that? I mean, come on, that was a freak thing. I've never seen that in the NFL.
But we saw we saw good Caleb and bad Caleb coming down the stretch. Like he was inaccurate, made some bad decisions.
He's been accurate all year long, Jack, from the pocket. That's what we know. It's amazing how bad he dirts balls. He's not a pocket passer, but he's probably the best quarterback we've seen off schedule out of the pocket in a long time. I mean, he's doing some legendary things every single week that you say to yourself, how in the world did that just happen?
And the fact that he didn't convert with 3 minutes left, the Rams got the ball back. I could have predicted exactly what was going to happen. The McVay is so conservative. He never, I never feel like he's trying to slam the door. They burn clock and then they have a chance to get a first down with a throw. Instead, he runs it to burn more clock so that he can kick and play defense. Again, he's perfectly content to let his defense win games, versus not giving it back to the other team.
Yeah.
His coaching, look, I'm sure you would agree, he's the best coach left of these 14.
Sean Payton's pretty good. Sean Payton's won a Super Bowl.
Yeah, but not as recently as McVay, and then McVay keeps
he's
getting
still done it. But yeah, I'm not going to argue with you. I would say they're probably 1A, 1B type thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, certainly better than Vrabel, obviously, and this young guy in Seattle who's, listen, he's got probably the best defense in football, right? And I think Sam Darnold's going to have to prove it to me again. I'm sorry. I mean, these Rams Seattle games are very, very close. They've had an unbelievable amount of battles over the years. I think there's maybe 1 or 2 point differential total between their total scores. And I think there's one game between them in terms of their rivalry record. So, I'm interested to hear what you have to say. I know you've been on Seattle a lot this year. I've liked them with you on the road a lot. We cashed a lot of tickets and won a lot of games with Seattle on the road. I'm not as convinced as you are.
Yeah, before we get into the games, I just want to say one more thing, and that is the regret that I have from last weekend was really if I could have done it again. I mean, I think I got lucky with the Bears. The regret that I have was betting on Houston. That was an awful, if I could do it all over again, that was a perfect example of shame on me for going back to CJ Stroud after what I had seen him do the previous week. And I really, really regret having a bet on them, but probably it was the Ohio State in me that did it. That's the only thing I can point to. And the other games last week, look, we didn't do well. We were 0-2 on the NFL. We did get Miami Hurricanes correct.
At least I actually cashed a really nice thing there because I had that future of Indiana beating Miami that I bet at the beginning of the college playoff. So I got plus 470 on that. And then I put half of that money on Miami plus the 8.5. And I actually middled it. I actually hit both.
Nice.
So it worked out beautifully. Yeah. And the only thing that saved me, I blew up in Megabucks on the Bills and on the Rams, but because of in-game betting on FanDuel, when the Bills were down 13, I fired a nice chunk, plus 5.5 and money line. And when they took the lead, right after they kicked off, Denver's first play was an incomplete pass, and like the buyout went up to almost 700 on that, and I hit cash out. I cashed out.
Yeah.
So even though I lost a lot of units on Buffalo, I actually won money on the game, even though they lost. And obviously the controversial thing with the catch, and you could say what you want. Personally, I didn't think he had possession long enough, but there are angles of the play that show that he obviously was down with possession. And then you had the Devontae thing, which was very similar, where they ripped it out of him, but he was down. So, he made more of a football move where I didn't think Brandon Cooks made a football move at all. And I think that's the issue with the rule, right? As it reads, he didn't survive the ground.
I agree with you. I don't think he survived the ground.
Right.
What I think the only question in my mind was, should that have been ruled an interception? Like I just think if you look.
Well, it never hit the ground. So the guy, in other words, he rolled over on the guy, and the guy just had the ball, and he rolled up and stood up with it. So I don't know how you could rule that incomplete. It's either a completed pass or it's an interception.
I mean, that is such a freak event what that happened there. And I, speaking of regrets, I don't have any in that game. Like if they played that game 10 times, I would take Buffalo every time.
Yeah. I mean, Josh, I feel bad. Like, listen, he didn't play his best game.
No,
the fumble before the half was, I had absolutely no idea what he was doing. I just don't like, sometimes he just does really dumb shit. I just don't get it, because he should be better than that by now, right? Yeah. Like, he gave him 3 points before the half for no reason. Yeah. They lost by 3 points. I mean, it's stupid. So he was very upset after the game. But, once again, the defense blew it. He came back. He had an amazing drive. He threw the touchdown to Kincaid on an incredible pass on a play call that I actually ran the next day in the JFL, which I loved, out of a bunch set. And once again, the defense couldn't hold. So, I mean, how many times that happened to Josh Allen? This poor guy. He's playing on McDermott's teams. The defense sucks. They never stop anyone at the end.
Yep.
So I feel bad for the guy. Honestly, I like Josh Allen. He's super cool in the community. He's really I just think he's a great guy. He gets it. He's a generous person, and he deserves better. And you know what? They fired McDermott. I guess you had to. I mean, how many leads can you blow?
Yeah. And also he's a defensive-minded coach with a terrible defense.
Correct. Doesn't make sense.
So it's like, I agree with that.
I didn't love.
I would do that again. And also on the like I had Seattle, I would do that again also. Like I just think the other shoe dropped finally for San Francisco. But anyway, let's move on to this week. That
game ruined my meal. I sat down at the round table at the restaurant with my tequila. I had one at the bar. I sat down. I had an 80-inch screen right in front of me, and I looked up, and Rashid Shaheed was running the kickoff back for a touchdown. And before I even sat down, I said, "This game's over. I lost. Done."
Yeah, that's never
disgusting.
Good. You know what that reminded me of? The Oregon, Indiana.
Yeah. You said that.
I mean, when that happens, how do you recover from that?
You don't, especially with the new kickoff rules. How the hell is anybody running anything back?
Mm-hmm.
It's amazing. I don't think I've seen that.
Yeah, that was so I was happy about that. But yeah, I mean, again, the regret was Houston, but we move on to the final week. I
love the games this week. I'm really excited.
Me too. So let's kick it off with Denver. You want to go first? Denver, New England.
Yeah, I mean, listen,
I'll read you something. 4.5.
Yeah, it's 4.5.
Total is, I'll get the total, but go ahead.
I locked in 5.5 right away the first night the line came out, because I knew it would be high. And I know everyone thinks this guy Stidham sucks, and they're putting the Patriots in the Super Bowl already. I'm sure 70 to 80% of the betting public will be on New England, because no one remembers that Stidham is even, worthy of being a quarterback in the NFL. I took Denver. I love this stat. The Broncos are 4.5-point home underdogs in the conference championship game. This is the largest home dog in conference championship game since the 1970 merger, and the largest since the Browns versus the Colts in 1968. Home dogs of 4 or more points in the conference championship over the last 50 years are 9-0 against the spread.
Wow.
So I'm going to ride. I've been on, for the most part, from the podcast for a long time. I've been talking about Rams and Denver. I thought all year, I thought Denver was the best team in the AFC. They had some bad losses mixed in there after I was saying that. But here, lo and behold, they played well enough to get the home seed, right? In the biggest game of the year. And New England historically struggles there. They've struggled there with Brady in the past. And this is a road game for Drake May. And he's been obviously very good at home. And it's an easy environment for him. This is gonna be tough. This is gonna be really hard for New England, I think. I think the public is underestimating how hard this game is going to be because of Stidham. I think 5.5 is a gift. And 4.5, I still think is good. So I like Denver.
Do you have the FanDuel? Did you say they took that feature down?
They deactivated that. Can you believe that?
Yeah. Well, I mean, look, let's state the obvious and the facts, and that is people are betting on Denver. Otherwise, the line wouldn't have gone to 3.5 yesterday, and now it's settled at 4.5. So, yeah, I mean, clearly people think Denver and this guy Stidham can do it. I think it's more sort of a vote of confidence in Sean Payton than it is really in anything else. But yeah, I'm on the other side of this one. I think I'm keeping it extremely simple, which is to just say I'm going to base my entire handicap on one fact, and that is there's no way that this guy who has not taken a snap this year is going to come in and win an AFC championship game. I think it's impossible. And not just like the Patriots, they're not limping into this game. They're playing incredible football on both sides of the ball. And I mean, quarterbacks who are starting quarterbacks, this is a 29-year-old guy who is not a starter and never has been. Quarterbacks who start in this league struggle every week. We see it. And quarterbacks who get hurt and come back from an injury and have been out for 3 weeks, have been out for a month, have been out like Lamar, 6, 5 games. They struggle mightily when they come back in.
Yes.
And we are to believe that this guy Stidham, because he has a big arm and was a great recruit, and I'm seeing tape of his preseason games, is going to come into this game and beat the Patriots? Like, no way do I see that happening. So I'm on New England in this game. I'm keeping it really simple. If I try to be devil's advocate, which I think, is what everybody should do when they're handicapping, like, how am I going to lose this game? Well, okay, this guy's an unknown. So, okay, there is that element, even though I think that's like single-digit percentage of him being able to actually do something. I think Peyton will write a great script for their first drive or two, and like they'll be able to do some things, and they'll probably make it so that he doesn't have to, they'll be super conservative. They have an amazing offensive line. They'll run the shit out of the ball.
You can run the ball in New England.
Oh, yeah. And they have a great offensive line. Denver can run. Yes. I mean, Denver can run the ball.
Harvey.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. And what's his name from Ohio State is back. What's his name? Running back.
Not on New England.
No,
Henderson?
Denver. He bounced around. He was on Baltimore. I can't believe I didn't forget it. Dobbins.
Oh, he's back?
I think so.
Wow. That's a big boost for them if he's back.
Oh, I'm sorry. No, it says he's on IR. I don't know where.
Yeah, he's not.
Won't play in Sunday's game. Okay. So it's Harvey and McLaughlin and
McLaughlin
and Body. Yeah. Anyway, I'm keeping it simple, Chell. There's no way this guy's going to beat me if I'm on New England. And I actually thought that you were going to get a bad number when you made your bet at 5.5. And I was sitting there thinking to myself, should I bet now? Because I think it'll go to 6. And I'm glad I didn't. Now I only have to lay 4.5. The other thing is, look, again, being devil's advocate. Look,
New England bet money line, or are you going to lay the 4.5?
I think I'm going to lay it because you have to
Because what
lay.
you're saying, you're basing your whole handicap off of them not losing to Denver. You didn't
That's right.
say that necessarily they're going to win by the spread.
No, so I was just about to say, now the thing is,
Because
and
you're minus 220 on the money line, I think.
I did consider it's like 250, but I
Uh-huh.
did consider tying this to my next bet, which we'll talk about next, as a money line parlay. And that would give me better than 2-to-1 odds. My thing with them against spread, to your point, is they have struggled in the red zone this year. The Patriots. I mean, they've struggled to hit the playoffs. It's like they can't get it in, but they get down there and they kick field goals, right? And so, what's the opportunity, or what are the chances that they win by 3? And then I was thinking they win by 6. Because they'll have a field goal lead. They'll be down there again. They won't be able to score. Then they'll go up by 6. So I think there's a likely that's a likely outcome also. So I kind of think they can cover this number. But to your point, I do like the money line a little bit better. But the odds are such shit that I probably will just end up betting the points and thinking, they'll just kill this guy Stidham. They'll just kill him.
Okay.
I don't think he's.
I think this is interesting
I'm so impressed. I'm so impressed with New England's defense these last 2 games. I mean, they.
Well, I mean, listen, they ran into, I thought, 2 horrendous quarterbacks, 2 of the worst. So, you got playoff Herbert, which is an abomination. It's like a different person than he is in the regular season. You don't even know who he is, Jekyll and Hyde. And you got Stroud, who we should have known. He sucked in Pittsburgh. The only reason we bet Houston last weekend was because we thought the defense was going to smother Drake May, force a couple turnovers like they did, and that would be a low-scoring game that they'd be able to win. Everything went well except C.J. Stroud lost the game on purpose. He threw 4 interceptions in the first half. Yeah. He literally vomited all over himself. It was embarrassing to the point where that franchise now, I think, has to take a hard look at themselves and say, do we have to get rid of this guy, C.J. Stroud? He might not be the future of our team after that performance.
I don't disagree. And the question is, like, would they let I was in our text during, I was saying, like, I wonder if they considered putting Davis Mills into the game in the second half. Like, if I was,
I did too. I would have.
I think I would have too. I would have.
I said it live. We have to put Davis Mills in. CJ Stroud is in way above his head here. Like, this is just like Herbert. He's not reading the defenses. He's not making accurate throws.
Yeah.
It's just, you have to be better than that, a quarterback,
That would have been so ballsy and great if he benched him there and brought
it would have been awesome.
Anyway, we weren't that fortunate.
He said all the right things as a coach after the game, which I guess you got to admire him as a coach, but there's no way he believed what shit he was saying. Like, he said it to save face and to do the right thing, but he must have been boiling inside.
Yeah.
Man, I mean, imagine having that defense and losing a game because your quarterback turned it over 4 times. How do you not, after the second turnover? This is the thing that you say this about DeMeco Ryans all the time. He doesn't even coach. He just stands there. He never said a word to anybody. He never went up to CJ Stroud and grabbed him and said, "Are you okay?" or "What the fuck are you doing?" Right? He just stands there. DeMeco Ryans. You said it earlier in the year on the podcast. You never seen a coach like this. He doesn't do anything.
Yeah, and by the way, he shouldn't have gotten his face. He should have gone to him with support.
Listen,
right? He should have gone and sat down next to him and got into his ear and said, "Listen, everything's fine. You got this. Forget about everything that happened." And maybe he said that at halftime, but he should have been saying it throughout the game. Keep going over to him. The guy's, by himself.
Maybe not. Like, I almost would have liked somebody for once to do like a Parcells thing and go over to him and fucking chew him out and say, "You fucking make one more mistake like this, Davis Mills is coming in the game and you're done. Your career's over."
Yeah, maybe. These kids these days don't respond to that type of.
I know, but these are professional athletes, and you got to yell at them sometimes, Jack. Fuck these guys. They make a lot of money, and you got a lot of other guys on the team that are depending on your performance. If you're not going to do it, and you're incapable of doing it for whatever reason, we have another guy that's going to back you up who can come in and win games. Davis Mills won games for them.
Oh, I know. He had a great run this year when CJ was hurt.
they would have been better off. And let me tell you, I think they would have got a spark out of that, honestly.
Yeah. Anyway, it's water under the bridge. Anyway, back to this game. I'm on New England. You're on Denver, and we'll see what happens. I mean, you're putting a lot of stock in that kid.
Drake May's very good, obviously. So he's 12-1 straight up and 10-3 against the spread when the Patriots are favored in a game.
Mm-hmm.
So he's been great. Now, granted, they've had the easiest schedule in football, well documented. We talk about it all the time. So I look at those stats and I take them all with a grain of salt. Yes, Drake May had a great season. He played the worst teams in the league every week. And when he went on the road, he played cupcake teams. And this is going to be the hardest test that Drake May's had as a quarterback in this league.
I actually think last week was. And if it weren't for CJ Stroud, they would have lost the game. Like they're not going to face a pass rush like that at all this week. I mean,
but
Denver gave up 30 points to Buffalo.
Yeah, but that's Buffalo. That's
no, I know. But New England beat Buffalo. Like
I would be very surprised if New England put up even over 24 points in the game. Shocked.
Well, what's the team total? You should bet that.
I like Denver in the under.
Okay. Yeah, and look, I'll say this about Drake May. He needs to be, nothing like CJ Stroud, but he was careless with the ball last week. And they got lucky. Like he fumbled twice and they got it back. Like Houston was getting, not only was CJ playing terrible, but the defense wasn't getting lucky. They were getting home and getting strip sacks and not being able to fall on the ball and pick it up. Like Hunter,
I saw
swatted it and he couldn't fall down on the ball.
I know, it was horrible. Those big guys.
Ugh.
One more stat I think it's going to be you want to hear before about this game. One last thing that may make you second guess what you're saying. So New England in the history of their franchise, they're 8-12 straight up, 10-10 against the spread on the road in the playoffs. That's in franchise history. When they play Denver, they're 0-4 straight up and against the spread.
Yeah, I know. They have a bad record against Denver.
They have struggled against Denver historically, even with Brady.
Yeah.
And I just feel like Denver is going to do enough. I think they're getting underappreciated. No one's giving them a chance to win this game.
No, you're wrong. Stop saying that.
Everyone is putting New England in the Super Bowl already that I've spoken to in Long Island. Every single person.
The country is betting on Denver. That is
no, fact. I think the sharps are.
I don't think the public. I think it's both ways. And most of what I listened to this week within the NFL media, whether it was ESPN, NFL Network, podcasts, I heard it all.
Mm-hmm.
Very convincing cases for Denver. And I even think, there's a lot of good points. You made some good points. You have data supporting it. They haven't played well there historically, even if you take all these current people out of the picture. They don't have the playoff experience that Sean Payton does. I think he's a much better coach than Vrabel. But Vrabel won 3 Super Bowls. Josh McDaniels won 5 Super Bowls.
Mm-hmm.
Trevion Henderson won a national championship. They got some experience on that team. They don't have what Sean Payton has, but yeah, they have a bad record against Denver. What can you say? But all right, we agree to disagree.
Good luck. I took 5.5. I got a good number.
I haven't bet it yet, but I'm thinking about a money line parlay with this game. I think we're going to agree on this one because I like the Rams.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
So do I.
And I think
it's too.
Honestly, it's for the same reason at the quarterback position. Like I'm basing my handicap on that position once again. And I feel like if I bet on Seattle, I'll be sitting here on Monday saying, shame on me. I did it.
Sam Darnold.
He has thrown 6 interceptions in the 2 games this year, 3 in each game. I'm assuming he's going to do it again because that's what he does. He turns into a pumpkin in these big games. And I like Seattle more than the Rams, like personally. Like I like their story. I like Sam Darnold's story. Their defense is obviously incredible, but the playoff experience that the Rams have. They've been there, they've done that. McVay is a better coach. Stafford is a better quarterback. The defense is, these are the best two teams. Like
There's a couple disadvantages for the Rams. I agree with a lot of what you're saying, and I bet the Rams, and I put them in a teaser plus 8.5 with Denver.
So what I was going to bet, the look I was looking at was the New
8.5,
the New England Rams money line parlay.
Yeah,
because it pays a little better than 2 to 1, 2.5 to 1. Like 2.2 to 1 instead of 2.6. That's a normal parlay, but because they're plus 130 on the money line, and the New England's minus 220. That's how the math worked out. So I kind of like, if I think the Rams are going to win the game, and I think New England's going to win the game, why not just do that bet?
Couple things I may be a little nervous about.
Yeah, my bigger thing in this game though is when it comes down to it, I am not going to bet this game because I just think it's going to be that close.
So you're not going to bet the parlay?
No, I'm not. I'm going to bet New England because I really believe in my heart that this game will come down to the final possession. And McVay scares the shit out of me. He almost lost to the Carolina Panthers. He almost lost to the Bears because of how conservative he gets. And it's not going to shock me at all if at the end of this game, they're up by 3 and they have a chance to put their foot on the throat. And you know what he's going to do? He is going to kick a field goal and go up by 6. And there we have it, ladies and gentlemen. We have Darnold driving to win the game and go to the Super Bowl. And it's just not a position I want to be in. Like, I just think it's going to be that close. And look, there are some concerning things on the Rams side. The things that stick out to me are like Stafford's finger. Okay, it's probably okay, but he hasn't thrown the ball that well the last 2 weeks. And the special teams. Like I have a sick flashback to, was it Thursday night, the game when they last played? Or was
the block kick?
I think it was a Saturday night when they were up by 13 and they're terrible special teams. They kicked it to Shaheed and he took it to the house. And next thing you know, Seattle won the game.
Yeah.
And they covered, or they were laying 1.5 and they won by 2. Like it was
that was
crazy.
On that backwards conversion thing, which was crazy. I mean, what are the odds of that happening? I mean, you've seen a couple things where this year, just what Caleb did last weekend and that 2-point conversion play, the odds of those things happening, in the same season, it's just unreal. Some of the things that go on in the NFL, you just can't expect it. You can't believe it sometimes.
Yeah.
The Rams are at a little bit of a disadvantage from the number standpoint, and Denver. These teams that play overtime games the week before don't do too well the following week. There is a little bit of a precedent. Teams that play Chicago in the following week this year, they've like 2-13-2 straight up. That's all regular season stuff. I don't think it really matters. I think McVay's going to be comfortable. The Rams are going to be comfortable in this game, even though it's in Seattle. You know what I'm saying? Like, they're so familiar with them. It's not this is an NFC East team coming in, or this is a NFC South team. I mean, it's fucking Rams Seattle. They're not going to be intimidated.
Yep.
It's going to be close. And I think at the end of the day, regardless of the rest that Seattle and how good they've been at home and all these things, Stafford, to me, and McVay, I think, are on a mission to do something special. And I just don't believe as much yet in Sam Darnold. I love JSN. I think the Charbonnet loss is very big for Seattle. He takes all the goal line carries. So he tore his ACL. So now it's just going to be Kenneth Walker, who I think is a pretty good runner, from between the 20s, but he's not exceptional down in the red zone. So I don't know what they're going to do down there, but it's going to affect them not having Charbonnet. I think that's something that had to be mentioned.
Yeah.
And
I agree.
I think Puka and Devontae are going to be focused. Devontae's hamstring's got to be better by now. He made 2 great catches last week.
Oh my God.
The catch he made in overtime was
incredible.
On the
sideline. The catch he made on the sideline in overtime was unbelievable.
Pro's pro, man. That was unreal stuff. So, and the other thing is, I was impressed with with the kid, the running back last week, that he didn't fumble in Chicago. I had a little bit of a reservation about him because he's caused some big turnovers and fumbled in bad spots, and the Rams have lost games because of him. But last week, I thought the kid was great. He scored the go-ahead touchdown, and that should have been enough for the Rams to cover. And of course, we know what happened. They didn't cover, but I still think at the end of the day, the fact that the Rams are getting points, I like the Rams plus the 2.5. I like them on the money line. I put them in a teaser with 8.5. I don't see them getting blown out. I don't see this game being like Seattle 41 and the Rams 20. Like this isn't San Francisco that's banged up. The Rams are equally as good, and if not better. And McVay has a good record against Seattle. Like he's 13-6 against the spread. So obviously I have a rooting interest in this also because I'm rooting for Michael for the Rams. But at the end of the day, that's who I'm going to go with. I'm going to go with one home team and I'm going to go with one road team. And I hope I'm on the right side. Let's see. I've been cold.
God, have you been cold in these playoffs? You're 1-7, my man.
Ice cold. Couldn't be worse. If it wasn't for the in-game betting, somehow I made money because of in-game betting. It's incredible.
Yeah. This isn't at 3. It's 2.5, 46.5.
2.5. Yeah.
I don't know why I thought I heard
2.5. If I had to lean, what's the total in the Denver game? 44.5, you said?
It's 42.5.
Yeah. So that I see that game. Like,
I think that game goes over.
You do?
Yes. You know why? Because I think, again, Peyton is going to write a script for this guy Stidham. And I kind of have this feeling that Denver may go out to a lead in this game. Like they're going to 7-0. The place is going to go berserk. And then they're going to shut down New England and they'll chip away and it'll be 7-3, going into halftime, and then maybe 7-6. But when it comes down to that second half, once the script is over and this guy has to just figure it out, in the fourth quarter when there's 8 minutes left and, Vrabel is throwing all kinds of blitzes at him, that's when it all is going to come falling apart. And that's when the point spread will come into play. But I do think New England's going to win this game. But I could see it being like Denver getting 14 points on the board somehow, maybe even 17. And we know New England can score. New England's going to score. And if Buffalo can put up 30 on these guys, I don't see how they can't get to 42 in this game.
Yeah.
Listen,
this game to me is about Sean Payton and the defense. If Denver's defense they're capable of playing a lot better than they've been playing. I mean, Denver's defense, when they really want to be good, they have a Pro Bowl corner, Surtain. They have great linebackers, really good pass rush. They're fearsome. They could turn you over. So they need to play better. And I think I'm going to rely a little bit on Drake May on the road for the first time outside the friendly confines. They do not play well historically in Denver. The last time there was an AFC championship game where the home team was the underdog was 2016, New England at Denver. Denver was a 2.5-point favorite at home. They won the game 20-18. That was Brady.
And they got their
I just have a feeling in my stomach that this one, if New England, you are right, and if New England does win, I don't think it's going to be like last week for them. It's not going to be a cakewalk. It's going to be really tough.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't even think last week wasn't even a cakewalk, and they only won by 12. But that game, by the way, that you're talking about, then they went to the Super Bowl, and I think they got their doors blown off by Seattle, right?
Yeah, that was the outdoor Super Bowl
in MetLife.
Yeah. That's when I was at DB's event with the Joe Montana and the Dwight Clark at the Edison Hotel, and I got Montana to sign Dougie's jersey. And this Christmas, I just had it framed. So did I show you? I got to send you the picture.
I think you did, yeah.
Yeah, so it's Montana jersey framed, and then in one corner is the picture of me, Doug, and Joe Montana in the stairwell where he came in to take a picture with us and sign the jersey. He wasn't signing anybody's stuff.
Wow.
And then also there's a picture of signed Dwight Clark that Dwight Clark signed. He's dead now. He died.
Oh, yeah.
And the catch. So it's him making the catch, the famous catch.
Yeah.
So that's there, the picture of us and the jersey all boxed in. It's really a nice piece. It's beautiful.
That's great.
Yeah, it's cool. Really cool.
You know what one more little data point on New England. I saw this weird stat. I think it was from Next Gen Stats that guy Booty.
Yeah.
Do you know that he has the number one yards of separation in the NFL this year?
No.
Isn't that crazy?
That's surprising.
Would you have guessed that?
Never.
No one gets better separation in the entire league than that guy.
That's
Now
crazy.
he doesn't always catch the ball and he doesn't always hit the target, but
Well, the other thing is
he's pretty
with him
damn
is
good.
he runs a lot of go routes. So like he gets guys, if they're flat footed for a second, he just runs right by him.
Yeah.
So he's not running like intricate routes. He's not running like post corners or corner digs or slants even over the middle. Like he's running like literally maybe a 3-step out and up and just a fly route, like so.
Yeah.
He's just fast,
Well,
It's
he's
like
more
that.
than
It's like
fast, and he's very good if he's getting separation. It's not all just because he's running past people, but I think look with him
got a good story to
with
tell
he
you.
the question is like with he and Diggs.
Yeah.
Like obviously, what's his face on Denver is going to cover one of them, right?
Surtain.
Surtain is going to pick one of them, and he'll probably pick Diggs, if I had to guess.
Yeah.
And I think this guy Booty could be the one if he's getting this kind of separation. And Drake May throws a beautiful deep ball. Like
he does throw a nice deep ball. You got to give him credit.
Like no one in the league. That's what I'm counting on. And they're not going to face the pass rush that they faced last week. I just think,
By the way, that's how Flacco went in there and beat them with that deep ball.
Yep.
That's how Flacco did it, remember?
Yep.
And we were saying to ourselves on Denver, how do you get beat over the top on that play?
Right.
Flacco.
Yeah.
Really funny story you reminded me of. 5 years ago in my league on Sunday, when we were merged with the Plainview guys, they used to bring down some guys that played tackle football for the other quarterback. He was a coach.
Mm-hmm.
And this guy Marquis came down, and he was like, I think Marquis was probably 5'5", 5'6", little super, super quick black guy.
Mm-hmm.
And he was playing in like Timberlands that weren't even like laced.
Are you sure his name wasn't Marquise with an S?
It might have been Marquise, but we called him Marquis. But man, was he fast! Like, and we played 2-hand touch, and you couldn't even tag him. That's how quick he was. The jitterbug, like 2-hand touch, you couldn't even get him. So anyway, here's the point of the story: is we run sometimes these shallow crosses, and that's Todd's favorite play. So I clear out the left side. I run him on a shallow cross right to left. I throw it to him. This time I put it out in front of him. Marquis was covering him. And Todd ran away from Marquis and turned it up the sideline on Marquis. And Marquis finally caught him, and he got up to him and he tagged him. He looks at me, he goes, "You fast."
That's funny.
And his name's Todd Fast, so we always call him Fast. Fast.
You told me he stopped playing, right?
Todd retired. Yeah.
How come?
He doesn't want to get hurt.
Did he get hurt, or he's prevention?
As you've seen how inflexible I am, right? I mean, he's so much less. He can't even straighten his leg. That's how tight his hamstring is.
Oh, God bless you. You're still out there doing that.
Oh, dude, I did, because you know what? I don't stop. I love running around. I'm having a good time. I canceled the game for Sunday because honestly, with the snowstorm, I don't want guys driving in the car, and then after we're done, there could be a foot of snow on the ground.
I know. Well, plus also the temperature.
It's going to be cold. We're okay with the cold usually, but
no, but this is another level. It's like low single digits.
Yeah, it's going to be like not football weather for us, you know.
Yeah, it's one thing if it's 20s and 30s. This is
one thing if you're in the NFL and you're making millions of dollars. It's another thing if you're a bunch of fucking old Jews running around.
By the way, one of my favorite things on these really cold games.
Yeah.
And I kind of want to do a compilation, like a meme on this. Like you see these guys in the NFL in these freezing cold games, and they're wearing the coats, right?
Yeah.
They're totally like bundled up, like
covered up.
It's like totally keeping themselves warm. And then it's time for them to go on the field. They just throw the coat off and come running in, and like 2 seconds earlier they were frigid and not
freezing.
Yeah.
It's like when you're standing still. It's the worst.
Yeah. All right, man. So we disagree on the first game,
Yeah.
and we agree on the Rams on the second game, but I'm not going to bet it because I'm terrified of what McVay will
I
do.
think
But
I have a feeling you're going to convince yourself to take Seattle. So when you do that, text me and we'll put 20 on it.
well, I think what you hit you're close. I'm
Yeah.
looking for a live bet entry point on Seattle.
Right.
And that's kind of like what I'm thinking is that if I can get more than 3.5 at some point in that game, like let's say the Rams go up by 10,
Yeah.
or maybe I get 3.5, but I don't want to lay anything with Seattle. Yeah.
Dude, how about when I bet them when they were down 13, there wasn't a person in the country that didn't realize that Buffalo was going to take the lead back in that game.
Yeah.
I mean, am I right? With Josh
I-
Allen, it's just Josh.
Yeah.
He's just too good. And there's so much time left. And it's like,
Yeah.
he's capable of overcoming mistakes. CJ Stroud is not.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, Josh turned it over twice or 4 times. Thought he had 2 fumbles
There
and
were
2 picks,
4
right?
turnovers. Yeah, they weren't all his fault, but the 2 fumbles.
And the deep interception.
Yeah.
Right. But he also made some terrific throws and
Of
had some
course.
incredible drives.
I know. He
You
always
know,
does.
CJ is not capable of that. You know, not a lot of
Well,
quarterbacks can do that.
I also, not to we do have to give CJ a bit of a break for not
Yeah.
having Nico Collins. And then when Schultz went out, that was it.
You know,
That
he
was
was
it.
so bad. He injured his own player, that guy Stover, because he was so inaccurate. The guy twisted his knee trying to catch one of his passes.
Well, Stover played terrible though. Also, he missed a key block that forced that one interception,
Yeah.
and he couldn't catch the ball twice. He had 2 drops. He was terrible.
Mhm. Yeah. Well, listen, the Texans are reevaluating their quarterback position, right now, whether CJ is the guy or not. I don't know. And you know something?
He's got
I
more
bet you
time.
Mike McDaniel is going to turn Justin Herbert around, because what his performance was abysmal.
Yeah. But I think I still go back to the Chargers' problems being on the offensive line. Yeah, he played bad, and you're right. They need a new offensive coordinator, and like their offense,
And they got one.
yeah, was predictable and not good at all.
I think
But,
the Chargers could be pretty good with McDaniel and Harbaugh together, honestly.
oh yeah, that's a
I
great
think they're gonna be a
team.
dangerous team, because
I think
I bet
McDaniel as an OC is great for anyone. I mean, I would have taken him in Cleveland.
oh yeah, dude. I mean, listen, some of these guys, we say it all the time, they're just better coordinators than they are head coaches. And sometimes I know they want to make the money, and it's a step up, right? I mean, it's a promotion. Who doesn't want a promotion?
Yeah.
But it's not all it's cracked up to be. Sometimes you're better off just being Josh McDaniel. Let me do what I do, and let's go to the Super Bowl every year and have a chance to win it.
Yeah.
And
the way-
I think you have to know your role and just be great at what you're great at, instead of. But again, when you talk about money and prestige, I understand why who wouldn't want to be the head coach? You know what I'm saying? You get paid more money. You're in the spotlight more. I don't know. I guess everybody would want to be, but
No, not necessarily. I mean,
No.
but I think it's like a limited pool of people, I mean, look what's going
Yeah.
on right now. It's like, as soon as Harbaugh and Stefanski got out, it's like, okay, who's left? You know what I mean? It's like everybody's scrambling, and there's no more tier 1 coaches out there. So you're
Yeah.
just like promoting OCs and DCs and like, giving someone a chance. The
Yeah.
Steelers signed Shula.
Not yet. I mean, they're interviewing people. Flores, I think they want Flores. The Steelers love the room. Like,
He got a
Like-
contract, by the way.
like a young defensive-minded coach. They generally lean, toward that type of a coach. You know what I'm saying?
You got bad news there. He got an extension today or yesterday.
Oh, Flores did
Yeah.
with Minnesota.
Yeah.
He went back.
They locked him up. Yeah.
Why? Why would he do that?
It's because of everything you just said about him. They want him.
I know, but if he has a chance to be a head coach, I mean, I would not sign the extension until I've interviewed. Why wouldn't you want to be a head coach?
I don't know, but he didn't. He must have talked to Pittsburgh, but they locked him up.
Wow. Okay, so
Yeah.
hopefully we get Shula. Shula's good. He's in his 30s, a young guy, smart, defensive-minded coach. I think if you hire the right OC, we got rid of Arthur Smith. So I think things are pretty bright there. I think you got to give Will Howard a chance, and then we'll see if we draft anyone in the draft. I think that kid from Iowa, I think, is pretty intriguing if you can get him in the 3rd round or 4th round. He's like a 6'5", white mobile quarterback. Reminded me a little bit of Ben.
What's his name?
Gronkowski or
not
Gronkowski.
Yeah.
Yeah, I liked him. So we'll see, but good luck with your selections. Good luck in Megabucks. Whoever's going to win it, take it down. Yours truly did win the Bowl Bonanza. Thank you very much.
Congratulations. Congratulations.
Thank you, my good man. And I am in the
NFL
playoff pool. You guys can jump in for free. Jack's giving away $100.
Yeah, another 100 on the line. College is done.
Yeah.
Not sure who won Megabucks South, but that wrapped up nicely. Why
don't we do a big March Madness pool, like with everybody in Megabucks?
Yeah, well, we always do that.
I know, but why don't we just try and get everyone in Megabucks and all the Megabucks to do it in one league, $50 a guy, and let's do it.
Yeah, I like that.
That's great.
All right, buddy. We got one more pod next week. Well, actually, we'll wait and we'll do it at some point.
Super Bowl, yeah. Well, you and I should go out there, get some interviews, talk to the players, see if we can find out about the players' wives. You got to get some really inside shit,
Should I put in for a press credential for the two of us?
Yeah, I think we need it. I mean,
why not?
Want to make a bet.com? Of course you can get one. Who can get one for us is Gerard's nephew,
right?
Santino.
We should be on the field. We should have like lanyards. We should be walking around with microphones, interviewing people, and like on media day, asking like silly questions of these guys.
100%. It's really what I don't think that the country wants to see, honestly, is New England, Seattle. But I think that's what they might end up seeing. Obviously, those are the two favorites. So if that happens, I guess you get a replay and maybe a chance to make up for the Marshawn Lynch snafu by the coach, the Russell Wilson interception that basically gave Brady and Belichick that Super Bowl when they had no business winning it.
Yeah, and Rams New England would be a rematch, right?
Yes, it would, because that was that ugly Super Bowl with Goff.
Yeah.
That's the worst Super Bowl I've ever watched.
The Rams lost.
13-3 final. Atrocious football.
Yeah.
Awful. So I'm hoping the Rams make it, because I know their offense is going to be good and they'll be exciting and there'll be points. It'll be similar to Stafford's first win over when he beat Joe Burrow, remember? That was
Rams, a good Super Bowl. I think Rams New England is what we're going to get.
That would be pretty sick.
Yeah.
I've been calling for Rams Denver all year. No Bo Nix. So obviously I
think the Rams are going to win that game with a field goal by that kicker, the thicker kicker.
He's great.
Yeah. It's funny though. He's an amazing field goal kicker, but a horrible kicker off.
Yes.
Kicker.
Yeah.
And that's why they have shitty special teams, because he can't boom it.
Can't get the ball into the end zone.
Yeah.
Swing the leg, buddy.
All right, my man. Good luck with your selections, everybody. We'll see you in a couple weeks.
Good luck.